Sometimes the biggest adventure is finding peace in the smallest places. In the vastness of the desert, silence speaks louder than anything else. A moment of stillness, a place to I bought this ultra small 2-person tent in January for 2 people, and then in April she came. This weekend I wanted to test to see, can 2 people and a dog fit comfortably in a 2-person tent? I hope so, because this was expensive as Oh my God, look at this. This is the tiniest tent I have ever seen in my whole entire life. What am I doing with yet another tent? This is the Nemo Bikepacking tent. Let me give you a bit of a backstory on why I have purchased this tent. If you know me, which you might not because this channel is pretty new, I'm not a backpacker, and I'm also not a bike packer. We own a 17-year-old helicopter we picked up in 2018. My husband is very passionate about flying. It is his hobby. He is obsessed with it. It's been a dream of his for a very long time to fly helicopters. He made that a reality in 2016, and we just picked it up from the Robinson factory from its 4,400-hour overhaul. We actually made an entire series on our joint channel. I'll link it up here if you want to check it out. It kind of explains why, how, the story on how that became part of our life. Anyway, it sounds very unrelatable, but it is a part of my life, and therefore I will be sharing some of that on the channel. We have weight restrictions, size restrictions, space restrictions. We just flew across the country to pick up the helicopter, and we wanted to do some camping with our friends Austin and Zoe. We were traveling with 50 pounds of maintenance documents, which means we had to pack extremely light. And if we are going to be camping along with traveling for 3 weeks, that meant that everything had to be very compact. And we've been kind of talking about getting a really small tent for a while now. If we want to like travel on an airline like back home and go tent camping, this fits really nice in a check bag. Anyway, so this here is the Nemo Dragonfly OSMO bikepacking tent. And the reason why I got the bikepacking tent is because the poles are shorter to fit between handlebars, okay? So this will fit really nicely underneath the seat in the helicopter. 2-person bikepacking tent, optimized for bike travel, ultralight, minimum weight 3 pounds, packed weight 4 pounds. A footprint does not come with this tent, so I actually purchased that separately. It's over on the floor. I will probably never be able to get this back in this bag the same way it came from the factory. Tent poles. What a weird ass bag. These aren't tent poles. What am I talking about? These are tent pegs. This type of tent peg. I really like the color of this tent. I'm like, obviously I like dark stuff, black. Okay, so this is the tent poles. I really don't like these little cases. They're really difficult to, ow. Okay, wow, that is so tiny. Okay, that's the poles. This must be the vestibule floor. That must be the fly. This is the tent. I'm gonna move everything out of the way. I'm gonna set it up right here. It feels like it's going to rip. I really hope that it doesn't. I guess time will tell. Oh my gosh, okay, no, that is really small. Ooh, Jesus. She's going to be claustrophobic. A splint, that's good. Pies, oh pies. I just snapped my hand. This goes in like that. This goes in like that. And then this comes out like that. Oh my God. Chopper, you camping? Did the chopper come in the helicopter? Good place. Oh, okay. So, can 2 people and a dog fit comfortably in a 2-person tent? That's what we're gonna test out tonight. This is the Nemo bikepacking tent. Last time we used it was in Arizona, so it's covered in dust. I'm just gonna get camp set up here now. We're in the beautiful Georgian Bay. Favorite, hands down place I've ever camped in my whole life. Chris, Chopper, it's 5 p.m., tent, dinner. We're just gonna have a nice evening. Hey, Chop. It was already tight with Chris and I'll tell you that much. 20-inch backpacking pads, or smallest we got. Yes, my accent is back. I've been watching Justin Bieber for an entire week, and if you ever lived anywhere with an accent, which I did, I grew up in Newfoundland and Labrador, I spent my whole life there. You know, you go away and you kind of lose your accent. You're around people who don't have the accent anymore, your accent goes away. But as soon as you listen to somebody from home, or home, talk to somebody at all from home, your accent comes out full-fledged. So I apologize. Chopper really likes watching Justin Bieber, as do I. He just had a new video out. If you want to check his channel out, I'll link it up here. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. And that's just part of it. When you are from Newfoundland and you watch somebody from Newfoundland, well, the Newfoundland accent comes out. So if you hate it, I'm sorry. And if you love it, well, you're welcome. Too small to go in and set up in there. There's that much sand in the tent from last time. Jesus Christ. So we've got the Nemo Disco 15s for our sleeping bags. These thermal rest pads we've had since we did our very first camping trip. It just so happened to fit perfectly in this tent. It's really tight. The mattresses are 20 inches wide. It's like side to side. There is a nice part down here that Chopper can sleep. Usually she sleeps at the bottom of the bed, but sometimes she comes up to cuddle. So it will be tight when she's up top, better when she's down on the bottom. I think we're gonna get supper fired up. Just nature's bench, look, just like that. Look at you, good girl. Touch. Good girl. Good girl. Made a video about this a couple months ago. It's the Thawin's little cook table. It's perfect for scenarios like this where you want like a little table and you like aesthetically pleasing things. It's a little bit difficult to put together, specifically just like one of these legs. It's just really awkward. There's a table and there's a little secondary table. Oh my gosh, look, that looks just like her treats. That looks just like our chicken treat. Look, she's looking on left and everything. Okay, tonight for supper, one of us is having chicken coconut curry and the other one chicken Alfredo pasta. And I've never had pea creek fuel before, but I heard they're good. Actually, that's a lie. I had a beef stroganoff once and it was okay. While supper cooks, rehydrates. Let me show you around this beautiful campsite. We chose over here because it's like so flat and beautiful and it faces sunrise. Nice. Fire pit here, but over here is the most idyllic looking campsite. Tent right here. You have your little rock table. The Thunderbox is like way in there. Like nature's freaking tent pad right here, so flat. This is originally where I wanted to set up. There's actually no wind in here at all. It's windy out there. You can see the tent moving. It's actually gonna be kind of a warm night, so a little bit of breeze probably isn't bad. The bugs are gonna be worse in here, but if it was really windy, I would definitely park up in here because there's not a breath of wind. What an idyllic camp spot. But I love where we're set up and I think it's gonna be really nice. We've camped up here a couple of times, not on this island, but islands around. It's all crown land. It's kind of Canada's version of BLM in a way, and so we can camp up here. But this one has a Thunderbox on it, and quite a few of them do have Thunderboxes, which is awesome. Really helps cut down on human waste out here on the Crown land. So we really appreciate that initiative to like bring good pooping areas to places like this where like you can't just dig a hole.
That's wicked, yeah. Oh, you want to go in the tent, Chopper?
Chopper loves camping. Chopper sleeps in a crate at home, but she loves camping because she gets to sleep in the bed with us. I actually love sleeping in the bed with her too, but it's better for her to be in the crate overnight. Look at my little family. I really love this Thawin's table. I made a video about it a couple months ago, and if y'all watch the channel, you know I love like the Snow Peak IGT and just like cute gear, and this is so fun just to set up for helicopter camping. It's really compact and small. Obviously, like we could go way more compact by just not bringing the table. Come on, girl. Did you eat your supper?
Yeah, she did it all, yeah.
Sit over here in the sun now.
Working all night.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Well, it's good too. It's got like a pesto taste to it.
What do you think, Chop? Can't have any poison.
She thinks I want some.
After enjoying our bag meals in the sun, we took a nice after supper walk and watched the sunset, which is setting a lot earlier now that it's September.
Good girl.
Just going for a little evening stroll around the island. Man, it feels so good to be next to a large body of water. I miss it so much. It's not the ocean, but it will definitely do. And I know we're close to Lake Erie and Buffalo, but not the same as Lake Huron. Now we wait for the sun to go down and hang out, and then the real test will be, do the three of us. Can the three of us sleep comfortably in that Nemo bikepacking tent that I spent so much money on? Time will tell.
Chop up on nature's couch.
Nature's couch.
Nature's lazy boy.
This island is full of furniture. As the sun went down and the temps started to drop, it got really damp outside, so I knew we'd be in for a bit of an uncomfortable night alongside being squat up in the tent. Small stick fire tonight.
Yeah, small fire will get an early night.
Yeah. Regrets was not bringing the thermosol. I literally looked at it in the truck and I went, I should bring that? And I was like, nah, September. Idiot. Do you think that the three of us are going to fit comfortably in that tent tonight?
We're gonna fit. I don't know if comfortably. Comfortably is relative. It's gonna be cramped, but I think it's gonna be really special having her like. I bet she's gonna sploot out right between us, and we're gonna be like 3 little sausages in there.
Yeah.
3 little hot dogs, and 1 hot dog. Sweet girl, yeah.
Oh my god. I think the most uncomfortable thing about tonight is going to be the 90% humidity. That's the most uncomfortable part of camping for me, is when it's like that percentage humidity, because I can't stand the way my body feels, but I'm trying to get over it.
You think that both you, me, and the dog are gonna fit in that tent?
I think we're gonna fit. I think it's just gonna be really uncomfortable. I remember the first night that we slept in the Super Pacific with Floof. She was like 13 weeks, and I felt like I was like up against the tent wall. I think she has more awareness of how much space she's taking up and where she likes to sleep. She keeps sniffing and like looking over there, and it's freaking me out. You might notice we've been carrying around bear spray and have our food stored in bear barrels. This area is black bear territory, and yes, bears can and do swim to these islands. I haven't seen a sign of them in the last few years that we've been coming here, but we take the precautions pretty seriously anyway.
Okay, Psycho.
Sometimes she has a problem settling, so I had to give her like a little massage and tell her she's a good girl and we're gonna settle, and she goes right to sleep. This is what happens. Chop, that's my pillow. This is literally my pillow. You're gonna sleep on my pillow?
2 people and a dog.
In a 2-person tent.
In a 2-person tent.
Okay, you move this. 2 people and a dog in a 2-person tent is proving to be a little bit of a challenge here. Like, look at this. She's trying to find a good spot now, see? Go on down the bottom now. So I'm literally pushed up against the side of the tent right now. I have a feeling I'm not gonna get much sleep tonight. Yeah, it's like 8
Check back in
in the morning. See if anybody slept.
Okay.
She's a bit freaked out. This is her first time sleeping in a tent with a bit of wind.
Alright, I can feel her about my legs.
Okay, she's getting freaked out by the moving of the tent. She keeps looking around, then she comes up here. So I suspect there'll be a bit of that, but that's fine. If it was raining out right now when we had to hunker in here, it would be a little small.
Yeah.
Yes. Beautiful freaking morning.
Yeah.
After the worst camp sleep ever. Hi, babe. What you doing, Chub? You happy to be out of the tent at 6:30 in the morning after we barely slept? Yes. Well, the tent is good in a pinch for the 3 of us, but in terms of like, let's really enjoy a comfortable camp, not so much. Last night was probably one of the like worst camp sleeps I've had since I've like gotten over being afraid of camping. And I'll tell you why. It's actually not the tent's fault. It was the weather last night. It was warm, probably 18 degrees Celsius, but 90% humidity, so it was hot and super damp. All of our bodies were sticky, the tent was soaked, my hair was wet, and because the tent is so small, 2-person tent, Chop was kind of like in the center, moving from the bottom to the top, which was fine, she normally does that, but there was no room, so like we were pressed up against the edges of the tent, which means our sleeping bags were getting wet, arms were getting wet, jackets, sweaters. Anyway, so it was just like a little bit uncomfortable from like a temperature and dampness standpoint, which is kind of par for the course with camping, but probably one of the more uncomfortable weather nights I've ever had. Plus, it is tight. The sleeping pads we have for this tent specifically that fit, you know, they're not the best. I'm a side sleeper, so a 20-inch pad is not great for a side sleeper. I felt like I was on the edge of the pad the entire night. I'm a little bit sad that we spent a fuck ton of money on that tent because it was very expensive. It's the bikepacking version, specifically got it for the helicopter. However, I don't think it's a waste because I think as a person who loves camping the most in this family, I totally see myself using that solo, especially if I go off with other women for a trip, if I do a backpacking trip or go out with friends. There's a real good chance I'll probably end up using this tent, and if we do a trip in the helicopter where we're not expecting to camp, it's small enough we can throw it underneath the seats just in case of an emergency if we have a forced landing and we have to stay overnight. That is way more comfortable than sleeping underneath the tarp, 100%. You can really tell the footprint of the tent now that we have the fly off, because the vestibules make it look a lot larger. And this is the foot box part, so it's like quite a bit smaller on this side than it is at the head. It's definitely a damp old night, I'll tell you that. Definitely damp. And with them rocks, man, she ain't going anywhere. She ain't going anywhere. I think if we were gonna do a big trip, I'm not sure if that would be the tent that we would pick, unfortunately, because in my mind, I picture like, what if you're windbound or rainbound and you have to spend 2 days inside that tent? Boy, that would be very uncomfortable with the 3 of us. So I think for like a larger trip, taking their normal REI 3-person tent makes a lot more sense. It's pretty crazy to think that like summer is pretty much come to an end, and this is probably our last island camping for the summer, but probably the last time that we get up in the morning, make coffee, and are able to like really sit out and enjoy the weather. So right now up here on the islands, it's 7:50 in the morning and it's 16 degrees Celsius. So it's pretty surreal to think that the next trip we're gonna be going on, the mornings are definitely not gonna look like this. Current weather in our next location, 4 degrees Celsius. So that's my 2 cents. It is a beautiful tent, extremely good quality. It's ultra thin, ultra light, packs down really small. We did buy the tent specifically for a purpose, which was to use it when we picked up the helicopter in California and flew back across country. So it served its purpose for that trip. Definitely something, you know, maybe even Chopper and I can go out alone in sometime. Hey, Chop.
What you got on your feet?
Socks.
Socks by.
I love camping up here, and the floor is just like not dirty. I mean, obviously it's outside, so it is, but like it's not muddy or anything, just like a little bit of lichen in that. I'm liking it. Thing didn't come with a ground sheet, so I had to add one, and now like it doesn't fit in the bag, which is stupid.
Is it an official Nemo ground sheet?
Yeah, it's the one made for this tent. Oh, this is cool because now I can do that. Now I'm sure that that's probably for something different, but I can, at least they're not going to fall off, because that was my worry with it. Every time I strapped the legs to the outside of the bag, because I can't fit them in there with the ground sheet, but I don't want to forget the ground sheet, right? But it was always like, oh, what if these slip out? But now look, I just noticed.
That's probably what they're for, by.
So that's pretty good.
They look like they're exactly spaced for that.
Yeah, they probably are too. That's probably exactly why. Hands down, one of my favorite places I've ever camped, ever. I've been to some cool places, but there's something about this place, man. It is large body of water, which I love. Flat, not messy, breezy, feels tropical without being tropical. Not a big fan of actual tropical destinations because of the heat, but... Chop, did you have fun camping? It was awfully tight in the tent, wasn't it? You like that, don't you? What happened to your socks?
Well, there was a casualty event. I was down squatting in a rock. My foot slipped in.
Well, that's not the first time
That's not the first time that's happened. Conclusion,
great tent. Not the best choice for 2 adults and a dog. Probably would want to go up a size to a 3-man tent, but as a 2-person or a single person, fantastic tent. I like the backpacking one because the poles have shorter segments, so the whole thing packs down way smaller than like a normal tent. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.